University, Dr. Midha. I, Geeta Sachdeva, host of the day, would like to extend hearty welcome to the audience. It is a privilege and honor to host a talk with the legend, dignitary, special guest from Chandigarh University, Dr. Midha. Welcome, Dr. Midha, to Bawal Chat at Morepen.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I feel delighted to have been here. Thank you very much for inviting me on this platform of Bubble Chat Morepen.
So, before we move ahead, I would like to give a brief about Dr. Midha, because I'm sure a lot of us know him, but many of us would not be knowing him. So, Dr. Midha, born and brought up at Chandigarh, has a diversified experience of 3 decades in business management, administration, and in the field of law, and is a proven astute administrator. He is doctorate in management with specialization in IPR and a prolific reader, research scholar in the field of law. He is currently positioned as Director of UILS, University Institute of Legal Studies at Chandigarh University. So, going forward,
Yes.
sir, I'm really inspired and excited to ask you a very pertinent question, which is really, like, I can't help it postponing it. I want to ask it right now. I know you are from a very humble background. You're from a middle class family. What inspired you to get such a high class education, and which that has put you on a pedestal wherever you are today? Because what we have normally seen is that particularly the boys from such background, they are expected to do graduation, maximum post-graduation, and then they are expected to become the breadwinner of the family. But you have acquired such a great and qualification, and what inspired you to get onto that route where that has put you wherever you are today?
Once again, ma'am, I acknowledge it, your words of appreciation and rather inspiration. Starting from humble background, but with a strong legacy of the values, I feel pride in sharing at this platform. My respected father, he is a national awardee by the Government of India.
Oh, wow.
Mother has always been inspiring to work hard, and father has been very balanced, disciplined, hard-working person. That gave me from the childhood only, since I got conscious about making the life after schooling, that there is no other way out than the sincere hard work to grow in your life. Further, evolving through the same made me to reach a conclusion that education is the tool to grow honestly and making you self-made person in the times to come. I still remember, although it's an older story, but I feel cherishing this success stories here, as Ma'am Geeta has said it, so I am also taking opportunity to share. Times of India had once published that I have been using one single table and chair in Punjab University Library for the last 25 years consistently.
Oh wow, that's so
This is a small gesture which I received in the society that became a source of inspiration and continuously working and studying, and thankful to Almighty that who has brought me here at Morepen today to share my success stories.
Sir, what is this sharing chair in the library for 25 years?
I have been studying since 87 there, in the library. It's a passion. May it be Diwali, may it be holiday, may it be Sunday. It has been a ritual for me to go to the library and read something. Diversified interests, as you rightly introduced, management, administration, pharmaceutical sciences, health sciences, and finally research in law. Having an insight about the various legislations and the application and sacrosanct constitution and its preamble, that makes me to feel proud that I am an Indian citizen. Secondly, always looking around, we have our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji. We all knows the humble background, how he started, how he attained. I salute to him that humbleness is not at all any weakness.
Yes.
It is the realization.
It's a great
We
man.
remember Honorable late President Kalam sir. We all knows about his story. So I have always been looking on the positive aspect of individual and the situations. You rightly said what has been the source. So this is the source, looking only the positive side of the society and the people, and making yourself having a conviction that we have to move forward at any cost, we have to grow, we have to be happy. Thank you.
Oh, that's the success mantra, and I think we all should take tips out of that. That it is not necessary that you have to be from a background, then only you can do few things. So if you have a determination,
Yes.
and if you know where you want to go, I think nothing can stop. Thank you very much for this, sir. You are often giving in very valuable inputs to Morepen laboratories to help the team to understand and manage the human and team dynamics, to help the organization to grow. We are growing, but now the faster growth is needed. So, like, how do you really see Morepen as a growing industry?
Morepen, not only a company but a conglomerate, globally acclaimed, having set its own standards, having its own licenses, accreditations. Knowing Morepen more than 3 decades is very close to my heart. That yes, it is a case study for me how Morepen under the able leadership has grown manifold despite of all the challenges and bottlenecks having arisen or grown over the period of time. Morepen has claimed the status what it is today, and I wish that in the times to come they will be blossoming more and more leaps and bounds.
We are very proud to be part of Morepen, sir, and thank you very much for such nice words. I wanted to know that there are few things which growing companies really have. The one is brand value. So we do have a brand value, and we attach a lot of pride to it. Then there is infrastructure, and what are these things which really pushes the growth faster?
To my understanding, Morepen, having already made their name globally in APIs, formulation, devices, healthcare products, besides
Yes.
the hospitality,
Yes.
etc. Morepen is well known for its best practices professionally, and their HR practices are very much known and famous, I will use the word, in
Thank
the
you.
market.
We take
Yes.
the liberty of taking thank
Yes,
you.
yes. Since it's not a story from my mouth, I understand people have been working in Morepen today for the last more than 3 decades. In the present scenario of competition, having lot of challenges, stability of manpower requires lot of sacrifices at the head of the organization. So I feel it with a sense of belongingness that Morepen has been always practicing the best practices in retaining their people, motivating their people, recruiting the right kind of people, fitting them with their due training in their technical fields or allied services. In the coming times, definitely Morepen requires training to their people to put their heads together to face the competitiveness challenges with the globalization, with more people entering into the market, and Morepen already having their feet overseas. It is very essential that we are highly competitive, have a far-sightedness besides making our people to cherish their success stories of the last 4 decades precisely. Nothing that things have not gone well, everything has grown leaps and bounds, as we said before. It's the high time now we should put our heads together and find out the strengths of individuals, support each other, and let's make each other to grow further with the joy of working together.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. You're very right. The Morepen, every place has sometimes ups and downs, and the beauty of Morepen is that there have been some downtime, and it was that time of why people are with the organization for such long years. I think it itself is an example that people have been looked after so well. Otherwise, there was ample opportunities for the Morepenian, because this was the only pharma company when the other companies came after 2003. But people have remained back with the company only because they were looked after so well, and they are looked after so well today also. Now we have a very good combination of, we have people for 3 decades, that was the requirement, and these people have imbibed such good technical skills. We have very highly technically aligned and technically capable team of people. And then now with the passing phase or with the growing stage, we are also inducting some very good talent from all over the country, and so we have a very good combination of new generation and old generation, and I'm sure that's going to help Morepen grow faster.
Definitely.
So, sir, you are going to give insight to us today on a very important topic, and that is the problem-solving attitude. How do you define problem-solving attitude?
Very interesting. Every human being, till he or she is alive, one keeps on coming across situations. Sometimes they are not desirable. They are not being overcome with the sincere or hard work. In those situations, there are 2 categories of human beings. One take it as a challenge, other take it as a difficulty. It's my purely personal viewpoint that those who think it as a challenge, they look for a hope. Those who look at any situation, I don't call it as a problem, I call it as a situation. It is a situation which is not desirable, which is not pleasant, which is causing discomfort. Maybe the desired success is not being achieved, or one is really feeling hard pressed with the existing situation. Now, it is a behavioral part if we precisely talk. Normally, we talk about there is a sequence of values, belief, attitude, behavior, and actions. They are integrated with each other. And now, with the bringing up, schooling, college days, family, surroundings, we get experiences, value and beliefs are established. They determine an individual attitude towards a particular situation. Maybe the person had been rejected repeatedly, person had not been responded, recognized, rewarded, supported, maybe nagging. There could be some or the other reason that has made a person, an individual, feeling sick or bad about tough times. It determines the behavior of an individual. And behavior and attitude together make the choice of actions. Now we come to the point of problem solving. Problem has to be understood, analyzed, identifying the alternative solutions, not 1 or 2 solutions, alternative solutions, best possible solutions. Let's try them. Which one is most fit? Review the performance, that is the solution. Basically, it's the mindset. And I wish any or every organization should have more number of people for problem solving attitude. Reason behind, every person working at Morepen or any other organization of this size, every person is with some functional responsibilities.
Right.
And definitely, person will be coming across one or the other time some problem or problematic situation, may it be R&D, may it be production, may it be Q&A, may it be marketing, may it be competition. Somewhere everybody comes across a situation. We need to understand at the back of our mind, every situation has a solution. No situation arises without solution. It's we as an individual, we have to find out a solution. If not single-handedly, I am personally this opinion, we should not mind to take help of the others.
Right.
There is nothing big or small. Nothing succeeds better than success. We have to have success at any cost. That should be the mantra, that should be the conviction, and I am sure there is no reason that we don't have a solution for anything. This is called, to my knowledge, problem solving.
No, you're very right, sir. Like you mentioned that we are in a dynamic situation always. There are endless challenges coming in. So we cannot, like, there is a food for thought for the audience that problems are going to be there because we are in a dynamic situation always. So we should focus at where we can control it. So what is under our control? Under our control is not that problem should not arise. It is no problem are going to come. So whatever Dr. Midha has given us the explanation for developing attitude of problem solving is that the problems are going to come, we cannot stop them, but we can always get together, look for solution. If I do not have the capability, there are so many people around me, I should walk up to people, seek help. And I think you are very right. There is a saying that God, when he created a lot of problems, but he made it sure that there was a solution was created before the problem. So therefore what sir has told, that whenever there is a situation, we have to now define any problem as situation. So whenever there is a situation, analyze the situation, do brainstorming, look for multiple solutions, because if we look for one solution, it may not work. So we cannot sit on everything for one thing every now and then. So analyze, look for multiple solutions, choose one good best solution and implement it. I think problems will not be there, and problems, he's already said, the problems are not problems, they are always challenges, and challenges are always opportunities.
I take opportunity to share something more on this. We are normally conversant with the statement, God helps those who help themselves. I have added some word into this for my conviction and strength building. God helps only those who help themselves. So even if we keep on praying without making efforts, I said karmas, God will also not help. So let's we make a conviction in our own mind very firmly that God helps only those who help themselves. So let's we march forward. I always follow this principle, and it has always been successful.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. What challenges do you foresee for any growing or any organization? As all organizations are growing organizations. What are the challenges you foresee in the business scenario?
With the globalization already in place, number of world-class organizations have entered into our Indian market, keeping in mind its size and other demographic characteristics. We find that more companies will be coming, because with the companies we get technology transfers also, exposure also. Our Indian scientists, Indian manufacturers, engineers also understand the products available outside India also. But at the same time, I will try to recollect. 20 years back, we used to talk about 4 P's of the marketing, product, price, place, promotion. But now it is 7 P's. We have to work. We means any company has to work very diligently, seriously on every P, may it be product, maybe the variety of product, maybe the innovativeness, novelty of product. Like for distribution, we have seen the franchising models all over the country. What kind of franchising model for the apparels or maybe other things are available. We have to see the technology to be used to become cost effective, productive. Advertisement has undergone sea change. E-commerce has totally changed the dynamics of the business. We are seeing the social marketing concept which has emerged, and it's gaining day by day the depth of the business in India. So there are various things, and it's very, very essential. All these things are taken care of to beat the global competition and earn a very significant market share, because global market is huge in size. We simply need to have self-confidence, have our SWOT analysis, identify the opportunities, human capital, which I precisely say for Morepen. Morepen is very, very lucky and very rich in their human capital. Such experienced people, highly qualified people, having already established their credentials, contributed day and night to the organization. What else we will be expecting? We need to sit all together and see the potential of the market. We can grab any kind of market share.
Now, just taking the clue from this, sir, how do you perceive the industrial scenario going on vis-a-vis vis-a-vis what it is today, and what is it going to be after about a decade? And how should company prepare themselves, organization or business houses prepare themselves to combat the competition at that time?
Competition is very dynamic, very volatile, but at the same time, the visionary entrepreneur or corporate will look at it opportunity. But far-sightedness, foreseeing the factors which has an impact on the businesses, they have to be seen very closely. I can share here on this platform an experience of 15 years back. I invited a professor of IPR, he was doing global level IPR research. Chinese professor was invited by me. He shared with me two things. He used the pen drive which was in his wristwatch. It was something new for me 15 years back. Secondly, he said, very soon there will be some instrument or watch will be coming which will be keeping a track of your vitals or parameters of an individual, health parameters. And today we can see everybody is having these smart watches. So they had foreseen, they had developed the technology. Any organization to go for a long-lasting sustainability model, we have to foresee the things. I believe at Morepen also, they must be having already a dedicated team to keep on having a market search globally, identifying those things which may take 10 years, 15 years, but yes, we should be highly competitive. May it be distribution channels, may it be manufacturing standards. There are in the present times, there are companies who are not into manufacturing. They are simply doing the e-commerce, they are making lots of business. We also have to see how we have to utilize our human capital to make it highly productive and useful to sustain the businesses and becoming competitive in the global scene.
Okay, sir. Are there any new techniques, concepts, or tools which could be initiated now, which will help the company to beat the competition in the coming times?
Productivity is the hallmark for any organization. A person may be highly good, very good, because I never use the word person is bad. I would say highly good or good, but we have to see the productivity, because every person is adding cost to the organization. May it be Morepen, may it be anywhere.
Anywhere, yes.
Cost factor is a very, very determining factor in terms of strength of an organization.
Absolutely, absolutely.
There are variables which are in our control, there are variables which are not in our control. Those variables which are in our control, we must effectively, I don't mean cutting down manpower, cutting down the cost of the manpower, but definitely we have to focus on the productivity vis-a-vis the cost of the productivity. Because competition will keep on happening. We can't say that let's we play cricket but you don't score, only I will score.
Right.
That's not a feasible mechanism.
Right.
Let's we play cricket but you don't score, let me only score. Isn't it? So competition will always keep on growing. We doesn't need to focus on the worry of the competition. We have to set our goal, feasible goal. One thing is very essential, that is communication. We must communicate with each other and understand the motivation level, spirit of level, as well as sense of belongingness, identification of the training needs, so that there is no wastage of even a minute in a day of the organization. If we accumulate the loss of time of the organization, that itself determines that how much profit we have lost. We have to be very careful that each and every person at any level is having optimum productivity matching with the vision and mission of the organization.
You answer what Dr. Midha is saying, that time is wealth.
Yes.
So we need to calculate the time vis-a-vis the wealth. So sir, getting down to now the whatever is the topic of the today. Sir, how do you handle, you are in a university where there are 40,000 young minds and so many people, and you are particularly in a department which is a legal side, and so even outside also I am sure you must be getting a lot of challenges and opportunity. So how do you handle a disgruntled employee or a customer? Some I don't know.
With due apology, I would say this vocabulary is not part of my vocabulary of disgruntled employees.
Okay.
Employees are my team. We have already said in the beginning, it is a heterogeneous group of human beings having their own values, beliefs, attitude, behaviors, which determine their actions. So anyone or with whomsoever I come across, I said it's a situation only. Person may not be agreeing with me. Person may be totally disagreeing with me. Person may be in the mood of shouting on me, talking sarcastic with me. I take it as only a situation. I make the person to occupy the chair comfortably, offering him a glass of water, and I keep myself on mute, and I give the 100% liberty, freedom and opportunity to the other person to speak.
Expressive.
Let him or her express. He is a human being. Whatever is the reason, we should say only in one line. Let him or her speak a lot. With your experience, you will understand there is some precipitating reason for his or her that kind of behavior, which we normally call as disgruntled behavior. People are sick of leadership sometimes, handling of individuals, bullying kind of behavior. So we can't expect peace, harmony and productivity from our people. May it be students, may it be employees, may it be at Morepen, may it be any other organization. Fury of human handling across the globe remains the same.
Same people are same.
We need to respect our team members. We have to leave this preconceived notion about individuals.
Yes.
That he or she has said this word to me last year.
Yeah.
I come across sometimes this kind of situation. Sir, don't agree with him or her. He is simply managing you. Last year he has said this. I said, where is the memory for storing all these experiences? I have thousands of
Good experiences.
experiences, interviews. I never keep all these things in mind. We should have only bona fide intentions for our team people or people coming across us. We should respect them, give a patient hearing, understand, be transparent, be honest to the people and resolve the case. I believe with my experience of more than 30 years, I find there is no such situation easily which you say that it has not been resolved. So it's a continuous process. I don't claim to be perfect, but yes, since you raised this point to me, I have shared. consistent, patient, honest, professional, time-tested techniques are there which must be practiced, not used, which must be practiced, because the other person can quickly make out that we are managing him or her, or we are honest with that person. I follow this principle, we must be honest with our people.
Sir, like I'm sure you would agree with me that sometimes what happens that you do come across, in spite of all your these efforts and everything, you come across your colleagues or your like some individuals who have complacency and attitude of I know it all. Some questions in the past bubble chats also have been coming when our audience put questions that how to handle people like this. So what do you suggest that how to deal with such people who have the attitude of complacency and I know it all attitude?
Very interesting question, keeping in mind the platform where we are sitting today, the corporate platform.
Yes.
In such a conglomerate where thousands of employees, I'm using the word, are working, there is no as such perfect market or source from where we can have one set of human beings. And recruitment is also done by human beings only, not by so far the artificial intelligence or some other IT industry mechanism. The recruitment as such has to be very diligent process.
I agree with you.
The kind of the people who fit in the befitting manner in the organization, because every organization has its own culture, its own values, has its own perception about its people. We must understand that what kind of people or person will be in the fitment manner in our organization. Only preferably those people should be selected, hired. They should be given induction training, again making them aware about what we are expecting from them. Beside the functional responsibilities, do's and don'ts of the organization, may it be good or bad to that person, we should give a freedom and liberty to that person to say whatever he or she feels like commenting. But organization is and organizational interests are always supreme, and they are above than any individual in the organization.
What I understand, sir, what you said is that most important activity in the whole thing is that when we are recruiting a person, it is better to spend time, energy there than finding the corrective solutions, because that also is in our hands. As you said that there are few things that they are in our hands, some things are not in our hands. So I as an HR professional, I take this very serious note of it, that we should be very careful when we are hiring the person.
Beside it, once we come across a person whose productivity is not matching, we should sit with both the parties.
Yes.
Manager or supervisor and the other employee.
Yes, I agree.
There are hundreds of functions which are being discharged in any organization. Commenting on the individual per se is not a very healthy sign. Everything should be in documentation. We should provide the opportunity in writing to the employee who is complacent, not following the instructions. I believe that yes, empathy, sympathy, compassion are to be practiced every day, but at the same time, firmness, I am a very strong advocate of firmness.
I agree with you, same.
Firmness has not to be negotiated, but to be practiced very sensitively, because we are dealing with human beings, not emotion. Words once coming from the mouth may not come back again. So we have to be very careful in dealing with the human beings. But every employee is well aware for what he or she has been hired in the organization. It is we, the leadership, at different positions, they need to talk to that person, her to her. Never mind to use the word requests. There is nothing wrong if we use, these are obsolete management terms which we used to say about that we have, what is management? To get the work done. that has become obsolete now. We have to get along with each other. Even if somebody is complacent, we should sit with that person, make him or her educated. That dear friend, we are expecting, we means the organization is expecting. It gives a wrong precedence if everybody will start doing like it. So you kindly mend your way. And I'm sure more than 95% human being agrees with
you. They are mendable, sir. This is my experience as a professional too. Now we are on the towards the end of our talk. So I cannot resist asking one question from you, sir. That is also my experience with you, because we keep taking inputs from you, and we find you up right there at 5:30 in the morning, and you are there and you are on work. So where do you derive so much of energy from?
First of all, ma'am, I don't take whatever I am doing as a work. I find it as that engagement or occupation, and for me there is no defined hours of work. I get up early, I sleep very early, that is the first source. So for me, if I get up at 4:45, I go for a morning walk every day. For me, looking into the WhatsApp or mail, believe me, it's not at all any work. So I believe that in the morning you are fresh, your creativity is on the high beams. I utilize that, and this is how the life keeps on going. There is nothing extraordinary. I am hardworking. With all humility, I will say I don't claim to be perfect. Yes, I am educated, I am hardworking. As you introduce me, I still take it with all humility and gratitude.
Thank you, sir. It's been pleasure. It's been real great pleasure to chat with you, sir.